Hey, everybody, and welcome to our weekly or bi-weekly. We're back. It's our new show.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. So, I went to Puerto Rico, and then we have this week, of course. So, a lot of news to cover. It's going to be very rapid fire. There's going to be a lot of news stories. We can't, go deep dive into each of them. But I might do angry rants in the future for a few of these because these are serious things. And, yeah, so we'll do we'll just skip the sponsorship. We were sponsored by AngryJoeShow again. Yeah. No, we need to make one for Dell is what we need to do. You know what? Trial by Trolley. We played Trial by Trolley, which is a Kickstarter that's live right now by Cyanide and Happiness. It is one of the most fun party games, right, guys, that we've played in a long time. Go check that out before it ends.
It's been a while since we played a good game.
Yeah. I know. Shut up, guys. I keep buying board games and they're bad.
Torture.
This one was good. Go support it. Anyways, let's get right to the news.
All right, there's a lot to cover, but we're going to go back and we'll talk about some of the big ones last week. There was a casino. Did you miss the casino?
Yes. No, I saw the casino.
I heard of it, yes.
Disgusting. Morally reprehensible. Guys, I don't understand. Like, they don't just want some of the money. They want all the money.
But, Joe, they limit you, though.
You can only buy a certain amount of money every period of time.
Here's the thing. I think Rockstar gets a big pass because they are really good developers.
Yeah.
They make really awesome games. And I can admit that they're awesome games. Red Dead Redemption 2 was fantastic.
Yeah, but
Grand Theft Auto.
There was no casino, so...
I know, but now it sucks to see this company devolve. And these are corporate interests. These are the people in the suits. It's like, I want this in the game. The developer's like, all right, let put in... Or maybe people at the top at the developers.
Maybe there's secretly the good guys, and they're going so far over the line that this will be the thing that they're like, fine, we have a casino in video games, we have to crack down, and they're like, yes, they're our saviors.
It's so brazen for them to come out with it right now when you've got all the regulations.
Like
you got
the theory,
UK
it's fun, right?
about it, right? So basically, I just want to say, fuck off, Rockstar. I ain't playing that shit, and I hope none of y'all play that shit.
There's people playing.
It's okay. Yeah, I know. It's okay if you want to simulate gambling in, because, obviously this is a life experience game, and you can go bowling, and you can do this, and you can do that.
But there's certain points like life experience. It's like, well, there's my money. It's like, it's real life.
Right. That's what the problem is when you can go over there and essentially do real life gambling. Spend real money, go get real chips for your fake currency.
You get nothing.
Right, exactly. And then in the end, you don't get to, cash out with real ass money. So here's the thing is I went to Puerto Rico. I did a it was in my hotel, gambling. I said, you know what? Let me try this out. Everybody's putting gambling everywhere. Let me try this out. Didn't know what I was doing. Texted Alex. He told me how to play craps. Played it. Won $20. I put $20 down. I won $20. I said, that's it. I'm done. I cashed out. I doubled my money.
You got a good return there. You got your money back.
I got a return. But here's the thing.
Currency.
Why I say it's morally reprehensible is because this is a game that they know clearly. Primarily children play it.
Yeah.
And it is not real-life gambling. They are simulating real-life gambling with worthless digital currency. So you're taking real money, you're putting it into a game, you're never getting that money back.
Well, the casino wasn't, personally data mining you. They're not in your living room. You don't have access to them when you're trying to fall asleep, and you're sitting there like you're on.
Right.
The access is the problem, right? None of these things we generally have that much of a problem with. People go to Vegas all the time. Go to Vegas. It's fun.
Yeah.
But I don't want a kid having access to Vegas in their bedroom.
Yeah, or taking our video games and gamifying it so that you will go and do that. Notice I made the choice. I will go downstairs and I will stop at $20. And a lot of games manipulate you in ways.
Really feel it this time.
Exactly.
This time.
That almost force you or motivate you to continue them.
Yeah.
It's sad to see Grand Theft Auto. It's sad to see Rockstar doing this. So Rockstar, what the fuck, man? If this starts to happen, we have to push back against Rockstar. We really have to.
But what if
we have
heroes?
to do that. Well, everybody assumes they're heroes.
Disguise.
EA, Activision, now even Bethesda is acting up, and you got to include 2K and Rockstar.
Everyone's acting a fool right now.
Everybody's
man.
acting a fool, and we're not going to let them get away with it without talking about it.
Yeah. Well,
Guys,
hopefully
that
something gets
fucking
done.
sucks.
Well, you brought up EA and FIFA Ultimate. Now, it makes more money with microtransactions and like their garbage loot boxes than the game itself. So
I assume
this is so sickening, man.
I assume sports games are done, Joe. They're fucking done.
And I love
in terms
sports
they
games,
plateaued. So luckily, the basketball games got a little bit more features in them because the football games already plateaued when that exclusivity rights happened, and they have really been taking things away and adding them back as if they're fucking new features. Madden 20 is the same fucking thing. Joe, we have to do another angry rant on Madden. I'm not getting into it now. But I'm saying our sports games are fucking dead.
I want to find out if we could customize my guy. My skin tone better have more than 4.
We better have more options.
4 faces.
I can't believe.
Your face is hard to draw. We learned this a long time ago with our competition.
The presentation is still not there.
Yeah.
For a game that's 15 years old, has better presentations. NFL 2K8. All Pro has better. Okay, anyways, I don't want to talk about this. We'll do an angry rant. We'll do a Let's Play. We will look at Madden 20 because I guarantee you that shit is going to piss us off.
Well, speaking of things that'll piss you off in loot boxes, so the UK Gaming Commission, which is a bureaucratic part of, they oversee the National Lottery and a couple other things.
Yeah, how did all that UK stuff go?
So they ultimately passed the buck. They were given, they were approached by Parliament and said, look, is this something that you are going to oversee? And they said, no, we have very strict law, like wording on what we consider gambling. If it's gambling, we oversee it, we can regulate it. But because of the way that the laws are worded, it's not under their department. So they're not saying that, no, it's not gambling, it's going to stay there forever. They're really just passing the buck and saying, it's not for me to do. You at Parliament have to decide. They're saying you have to decide if you want to do something.
I think they also went one step further and said it's not gambling because these companies have so much money.
They did. They said it's not
gambling.
It's not gambling with the way that we word it right now, but the way that
they're like, you guys change the law and then we'll do something
about
job. It. But right now it's fine. And then I'm sure the UK is gonna be like, hey, we did something. Look, parents, we talked about it. But really, they're just taking the monies. And they're like, no.
Is it gambling? Here's a briefcase.
Is this a gamble? Yeah. No, that is sad. It's sad because I wanted the UK to put some more harder restrictions there. I wanted some movement over there to get this shit out of our games. I guarantee you it would make for better games. I promise you guys. I'm not fucking lying. I swear to you. If you still want to gamble, if you're one of those people that love to burn your money, literally burn your money, fine. You have a right to burn your money. But there needs to be a new classification, like the little label on the game that says burning money game. Game that burns money. You
will not get nothing in return if you give me money.
Something right there. So that little kids can't buy it and smart people can't buy it.
Well, even if it's just a click of a button, people are still going to do it.
I know. It's just bullshit. And that sucks.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Well, and then we had
no movement from UK.
No movement there. We got a little bit of Stadia news, which ultimately I think things was kind of slow at that part of the week.
Even more. They're basically saying, you don't own your games.
They don't own the games. The thing is, people made a really big deal about, what happens when Stadia fails? It's like, well, then they fail and you don't get your stuff. Like what happens when any business fails. But what Stadia did announce months ago is that if they lose the license to a game that you've bought, they will continue to support it. You can still play it on Stadia, but like all digital-only content, it's just if they go away like Google Plus did, then you don't get to play your games, which is terrible.
It's gonna be shit.
Yeah,
it's a risky investment.
I think it would be interesting to review it when it comes out, just so that we can let people know what we actually think of it. I mean, obviously, we're forming our opinions early, but it's fair too because we're
getting a lot of information.
We're looking at these features, and the information we're getting sounds pretty piss ass poor. But we want to give things a fair shake here at the Angry Joe Show. We always do, and we're gonna give it a shot. But for all intents and purposes, I think it's so niche. Such a niche thing, only in the best cities of the best. When I say best, I mean the best
only one
internet.
I remember what you said was Chicago.
There was Chicago and Minneapolis. There's 2 neighborhoods where this is going to work.
And then this and that. Yeah, exactly. I mean, great.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's going to be super fun.
For those 100 people, it's going to be wonderful, sort of. if
Really?
they're not really gamers and they just want something extra.
Until you buy a bunch of games on it, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna cancel Stadia. Sorry, your money is ours."
Only 20 people bought it in Chicago.
Yeah, just those people. Something that's a little personal to you is E3 had a little bit of a data leak. So the names, phone numbers,
Luckily,
address.
I was not on there. Don't waste your time looking for me. But that's the way the process is. If you want to get to E3. And people were saying, oh, you got to give them your name, your phone number, your address. No, motherfucker. You got to give them your name, your phone number, your address, your business card. You got to scan driver's license. You got to scan your driver's license.
3D model of your body.
Stool
You got to
samples.
show stool samples. You got to show, deliver them your
What the fuck
pubes.
is this joke?
Nudes, full nudes.
Full nudes.
Yeah.
They told me I did
they
it.
got it
and
all.
I made it. No. This year I did not go to E3, and apparently it was just a public little link that you could click. It wasn't clearly labeled, but it's like this big old list, and it's so stupid, so incompetent.
Yeah.
Because they sell that information too.
Yeah.
So you're actually it's incompetent from multiple sides, not only security breaching, but also valuable information
Well,
that
it's not just
as a business is valuable to you.
Yeah, it's streamers, it's journalists. There's people that want to kind of remain separated from their fans, and so it's like it's super important that stuff got leaked. So, we got some ninja news.
I think hopefully there are legal ramifications for this. I don't think that they can be like, sorry. Yeah, we fucking leaked that. Like I know people.
I can't pick up a
phones
news
are
now.
being blown up, and they're getting creepy people are doing stuff to them, and that comes a little bit with being an online personality, but it's completely unfair and through no fault of their own that their information was leaked and released like this. There should be ramifications. I think in the UK it might actually break a law what they did. So I'm not really sure. What's going on? There is talk of potential class action lawsuit or something. I don't know. But
I mean, they weren't willingly putting it out there. I mean, I don't know how much liability.
Gross
Unless it was tied to payment
negligence.
Well, if it was tied to like payment card stuff, then maybe.
Yes, but you can also be sued for negligence, and this is clearly negligent. You don't put people's private information into the public. You just no. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
We got ninja news this last week, and there was a lot of bad ninja news where people were just making stuff up and putting it. He got $900 million. It's like, no, he didn't get $900. He got a lot of money.
If you think he got $900 million, you are an idiot.
And we mean that with love, Dell.
What?
What?
Dell thinks Ninja got $900 million.
You may mention.
He got $1 billion.
$1 billion.
Dell, come on, man. Sometimes you make me laugh. Like you.
It's like LeBron and like Tom Brady don't make that much.
Yeah, well, Ninja's pretty big.
How much did Tom Brady get? Like 190 something million, 200 something million.
For how long?
Dude, he is nowhere.
Like a year or two.
For a year or two?
Probably.
Well, the thing is, like,
nowhere near the level of Ninja, guys. You have no idea.
Well, what always is funny to me is he makes that much money, and his billionaire wife is just like, oh, that's cute. Put it in the coin purse or whatever it is. Like, your NFL winnings are nice. I like those, but I have $1 billion.
Did I do good, honey?
Yeah. So, he's going to Mixer, and he has a big deal with them. He's going to be on Xbox. As soon as you log in, you'll be able to see his face, and he's taps into a younger audience because they're going to really push him with Minecraft and the other things.
That's probably why I took it, not necessarily for the money, but for the
it's also
high
incentive.
Profile.
Yeah, money's good too.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He probably it ain't no 900 million.
No,
it's probably like 10. I could think 10, 15 million.
Well, there was a promotion going
didn't
on.
They say that PewDiePie yearly in newspapers makes something like 14 million,
something like that,
or 4 million, something like that.
It's
lot. In the millions for just 1 year. I assume that this Mixer deal is exclusive. He's going to be on it from now on.
Yeah.
It's not like he can go back to Twitch after 2 years. Maybe he still can. I don't know.
Who knows? Yeah. Well,
damn, he's making out like a villain if that's the case.
Well, he's got 500,000 subscribers already on Mixer, but that's partly
and that makes money too.
That makes money, but Microsoft is advertising like if you subscribe, it's like free for now, and so they're hoping that you sign up, you forget to turn off subscriptions.
I heard even didn't you say that you thought maybe 1 million?
Yeah, there was a couple groups that were looking
million.
at the contracts, and they're saying that the highest ones they saw were right around $1 million. But there's other
contracts are public though.
No, they weren't public. It was just they said they couldn't talk about anything at all,
leaked.
but they said that there were small ones and then there were the larger ones for $1 million.
I don't know. Sounds like hearsay, but because we're doing million, we're all the way up to 900 million.
900 million.
Definitely not
That's
900 million.
far-fetched.
But let's say it is $1 million. Do you
Yeah.
think it's a good move?
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna give him the deal where he is the face on Xbox and he gets all these subscribers and he's kind of the big fish in a small pond. Once Mixer kind of gets their stuff together, then that could be a really good deal for him.
Moves.
Yeah.
The height of his popularity, I think it was at 200,000, 300,000 subscribers on Twitch, like paying subscribers. But that was like during the peak where they were doing the Amazon deal and everything. I think he came back down to like 14,000. So in many people's eyes, he was waning or falling. But that's all relative. We're nowhere near that, so it's like he's 14 times bigger than everybody else, et cetera, et cetera. But still, it's a risk going over to Mixer. So I'm sure there was a large signing bonus to take care of that. But I do agree with you that he's more high profile. He is Mixer
He
now.
is Mixer now, yeah.
And he associated himself with a big company, Microsoft.
Yep.
And so he's invested in that now. And I think that if Microsoft comes out swinging with some excellent games
Which they
next gen,
need to.
which they need to do, then he's already in a good position to be, I guess streaming those. But will his audience accept that? Or does he need to still play Fortnite for the rest of his life?
In Minecraft now for
Is he
forever.
in prison for the rest of his life?
Yeah, he's in Microsoft jail.
Best games ever.
Well, Bungie officially delayed their free-to-play and the new Light expansions. And they did so in kind of a weird way where they said that, look, we know that these things aren't quite ready. We need to give them a couple more weeks. And the way that they said it was kind of funny to me, where it almost looks like they're like, hey, we don't have someone looking over our shoulder telling us what to do. We get to do the right thing now. It's like that's kind of strange to.
They've probably earned a right to, rub it in Activision's face a little bit. I'm sure they were told to do things they probably didn't want to do.
Yes.
So if it needs more time, more power to them, At least it's not something, combined with something hugely negative.
Yeah.
Mechwarrior 5, I'm very, very excited about. I love Mechwarrior. Piranha Bytes, I was a little shaky on. I liked Mechwarrior Online, but there was this promo video long ago. I was so excited about a new Mechwarrior. They showed this Atlas fighting, and you were in it. It was like a legit campaign, and you eject. I was like, I can't wait for this. Never came out.
Just
I have
remaster
no idea
Mechwarrior
what
2.
happened.
That's all I want.
Well, they are doing a legit Mechwarrior 5. I think they are taking inspiration from the previous Mechwarriors, the successful Mechwarriors.
Okay.
And they're making a new game. Unfortunately, not only did it get delayed, which that's fine. Take all the time you need.
Yeah.
It is now Epic exclusive. They took the money from Epic, and now it's an Epic exclusive. And I think it's getting pushed all the way into next year. So the only hope there is maybe Epic Game Store will be better by then. No.
They're spending so much money on getting all these games. And then later on, they might do something.
Down 15 years down along the line.
There's just no excuse for it. It's just like if we started a car company and we're like, well, we haven't developed the technology for seatbelts, so you don't get a seatbelt. It's like, but they did that already. Like everyone else did it. You can just kind of copy that good stuff.
But we get all the exclusive cars.
Yeah, but look, you get a cool radio that has the stuff. It's like, but I want seatbelts.
That's my argument is there are game developers, smart, intelligent people, men and women that will be willing to work on features for your store. Pay them the money instead of paying these exclusive rights. Like, for example, Ooblets.
Well, no, you said smart game developers. They do not qualify because the way that they speak to their fans was not smart.
Cool. Did you hear about this, Joe?
Oh man, I love. Okay, so they decided in a blog post that they announced that they're going to be an Epic exclusive.
Like this little indie kind of
little farming
colorful
game, something
Animal
that's not for me.
Kingdom kind of thing.
Okay.
But what they wanted to kind of stop the argument before it happened by saying, look, if you have a problem with us
we did the thing.
We did the thing. And there was kind of like a funny, sarcastic thing. But they're like, if you have a problem with what we did, you're just a toxic gamer, and you should be more worried about, like, climate control and crime against humanity. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Whoa,
he basically said, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's like,
you're a piece of shit.
You're a piece of shit if
like,
you don't agree with this.
Epic or children are starving in Africa.
Yes.
Whoa. Well, that came out of nowhere.
Did we take Epic's money? Or do we have starving children in Africa? Which, begs the question, why isn't this motherfucker, contributing to more important things in life?
Stop making farming games, start making farms in Africa, and then you get to...
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Just for that, I'm not fucking playing your game, and I hope many others don't play your fucking game.
They were on Discord, and they were talking with people who were
Apologize. Put out a fucking statement and say, you know what? That was fucking stupid. And use the word fucking stupid.
I am a piece of shit.
We are the pieces of shit, not you guys. Other than that, I'm not playing your fucking game.
There was a couple people like, hey, I live in countries where I can't pay you because Epic doesn't accept money, and they're like, oh, we don't need money from those countries right now, and that was their official response. Like there was a long series of things. It's like, this is everything not to do. And it was super funny because I didn't know much about the game, and I'm going through the Reddit post, and the Reddit post
he probably thinks it's great. I think he's reveling in it. Like this is free publicity for him.
Well, there's talks of
we are talking about it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
They may be getting banned on Reddit because they have control over their subreddit, and they removed all of the posts from like the last 4 days. So there's a fun link that we can put up and show you where it shows all of these people abusing their mod powers to make sure that that no one actually sees the horrible shit that they've been saying. So it's real fun. I want people to see.
Yeah. And what are they?
I want to see.
It's all of the we don't need money from your country.
Alex, what are they?
Oh, they're pieces of shit.
There you go.
They are pieces of shit. Who's paying me a quarter every time I say it? Because I haven't gotten my quarters yet.
No, that's your catchphrase.
Oh.
You need to use it or lose the IP. Apparently.
Oh, I have to say it 4 times a week or something like that.
4 hours. Got to say it every once in a while.
Okay.
Luckily, games have been staying away from that weak ass length.
Well, we got some serious news this week, and I don't want to get too much into the details of it, but
tons of news stories. Let's do it. What is it?
Well, it's the shootings that happened this last weekend.
Oh shit!
And so the only reason that's something that we wanted to bring up is the automatic response for like the last couple of years when something like this happens is there's a scapegoat in video games.
Thoughts and prayers, and right away
video games.
Video games.
Violent video games. And
video games.
So President Trump has been mentioning it. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy constantly is on TV talking about it's the violent video games. We need to do something about it.
And I see a video game industry that teaches young people to kill. It's a lot of factors that go on that we have to take a long look at who we are as a nation and where we want to go and what we're going to tolerate.
Lieutenant
from
Governor,
social media and from video games.
Notice that every one of these, there's another one, McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy.
Kevin McCarthy and Dan something.
Video games to dehumanize individuals, to have a game of shooting individuals and others. I've always felt that is a problem for future generations and others. We've watched from studies shown before of what it does to individuals.
That's the Lieutenant Governor of Texas, right?
Yep. And Donald Trump.
Yes.
we must stop the glorification of violence in our society. This includes the gruesome and grisly video games that are now commonplace. It is too easy today for troubled youth to surround themselves with a culture that celebrates violence. We must stop or substantially reduce this, and it has to begin immediately.
And notice they all have R's by their name.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I think what it is it's a knee-jerk reaction because they don't want people to talk about guns. They don't want people to talk about anything else. So they try to find a scapegoat, and I'm fucking sick and tired of them using video games. It is the easiest,
it's also
weakest. It is the most disingenuous argument. They're lying through their teeth. Anybody who calls these particular 3 men intelligent, you need to reassess your assessment of these gentlemen. Because if you think they're intelligent, then you have to know they're fucking lying to you, okay? Mm-hmm. Studies have shown this is not true. I don't know how many times we have to show the studies over and over. Yeah. In fact, there is now information that says if you engage in violent video games, actually violent behavior starts to go down.
Drop a little bit, yeah.
It is almost therapeutic that you're doing it there, right? But no, they'll cite the studies that are cherry-picked, that are probably funded by the little R next to their name or other interest groups that have interest in steering the conversation away from other things. Gun control, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, there's some bad studies. The Minecraft one is the particular one.
That is the
really
hilarious one.
Yeah,
I told Joe this.
Yeah, it was a poorly done study with a very small sample size over a very short period of time, and it showed that if you let kids play with guns in a video game,
8 to 12-year-olds, they had them play Minecraft with guns. Then they had some of them play Minecraft with swords, and they had some of them play Minecraft with no weapons. Then after they're done playing, they said, go in the playroom. They go in the playroom. There's some toys there, some guns, there's some inflatable swords and other things. They noted that the kids that went in that played with the guns in Minecraft picked up the guns and were simulating trigger pulls on these toys.
Kids will be kids,
and they were playing with each other, cowboys and Indians and cops and robbers, and shooting each other. Are you telling me that 8 to 12-year-olds play?
I didn't.
That's because I don't even think you had a childhood.
Yeah.
You just came out of your mother's womb like that.
Yeah.
That is fucking ridiculous to say, okay, if there was a problem in this country of 9-year-olds going out and committing mass shootings because they just finished playing Minecraft, then
Minecraft. Minecraft's the problem. We solved it.
That's exactly what it is.
This is so fucking stupid. You don't take into account the fact that they're children, that when they become adults, they realize these things, or for Christ's sake, my 80-year-old barber, my pops over there who cuts my hair, plays Red Dead Redemption 2. Does he go out and shoot people in his free time? Because
he did nick my ear once, so that was fairly violent.
I apologize. No, he didn't. How dare you? That man is a saint.
Now he's bloodthirsty.
He's bloodthirsty. He's got it. Well, the more important study that was actually released within the last year is done at Oxford, and they tested 2000 and 2008 teenagers over a long period of time in a variety of situations, and it says, despite interest in the topic by parents and policymakers, the research has not demonstrated that there is cause for concern. The idea that violent video games drive real-world aggression is a popular one, but it hasn't tested very well over time. And this is
Stop
Oxford
supporting these fucking politicians that are really hurting your interests. If you're a gamer and you're supporting these particular politicians, you need to, at the very least, say, no, I disagree with them on that.
It has nothing to do.
That's fair. If you please do that.
It has nothing to do with the games. It's just your morals and your upbringing.
There's a cultural difference. I mean, so the UK versus
mental illness is what it is, and there needs to be a serious conversation about people who fall through the cracks, who are isolated, who are outcasts, essentially. And most of these people have that pattern. Mm-hmm. A lot of things. There's some commonalities, and it's not politics. Okay. And, I say that these particular 3 congressmen is because they're using politics to try to distract people, because they don't want you thinking about something else. But it's not politics. The reason why these people are shooting people, it's not even race. A lot of people say because the guy in El Paso is targeting Hispanics, Joe, only us and, the invaders. Who do we know talks like that? There's been some tweets, but the man is mentally unstable. Just because you don't agree, just because you hate illegal immigration, doesn't mean you're going to go out and shoot all these people, right? It's mental illness, because the very next guy, less than 24 hours later in Dayton, this guy, his motives haven't been released, but if you go through his Twitter and stuff, he supports Elizabeth Warren. He's a lefty. He supports the Squad. The Squad. Right.
But he's had known mental illness for years. He actually got removed from high school because he had a kill list and he had a rape list.
That is mental illness.
Well, I know.
Right there. I know. When you're making a fucking kill list of cheerleader and you're confessing to a cheerleader that you want to, bind her and then you're saying all these creepy stuff to her, and then they report you. He's undiagnosed mental illness. For sure. Is essentially what it is. And I'm tired of people blaming video games for this type of behavior, when that even here's the only argument you need is the UK plays video games. Are there that many mass shootings in the UK?
No, they actually have the same proportional spending and playing
Sweden,
of United
Belgium,
States, and
they play the same video games.
Yeah.
This we've had video games since 1984. People play fucking, what would Mario, go out and start shooting people.
You don't see people grabbing shells, fucking chucking them at each other.
I know.
You throw a shell at me. If you throw a blue shell at me,
I'm tired.
It's over.
Yeah.
No.
And the second a politician says, we need to look at these violent video games our children are playing, you just lost my vote.
Well, you're just like it's like you're dealing with a small kid and you don't want them to pay attention. It's over here. You shake the keys over here. It's like, no, it's video games.
Yeah,
Focus over here. Please ignore the horrible things that we're not voting on right now. So
They just want you to ignore
like these kinds of video games. I like all the shoot 'em up and stuff like that. I love watching horror movies with gore. I'm the nicest guy ever.
And for some people,
you haven't had sex with a Sasquatch yet.
What?
Oh,
not the name of the movie.
Sex.
Well, they're talking about movies now. They're talking about movies and TV.
Right.
And
I
like
figured there's only men are done.
Yeah.
No more done. It is hand waving so you don't look at, gun control.
Yeah.
I love guns. I own like 9 guns.
Yeah.
But I am also for make sure that whoever buys it is buying it responsibly and does not have mental illness issues or is not at high risk of going crazy and doing something with it.
You got expelled in high school because you threatened to kill a bunch of people?
Maybe you probably shouldn't own a gun.
You're gonna have to wait 2 years.
Yeah. and the same studies, there's also studies that they simply ignore that when you go through gun safety classes that show you how serious these things are and how safe you need to be treating them, then violence decreases, tremendously, and people are far more responsible with their firearms. But whatever, that's responsible gun ownership. I know not everybody supports that, but I support it. So it's a complicated issue, obviously.
Yeah, that it is.
But it's unfortunate that video games and movies and TV are going to be used as a scapegoat, and we felt it important.
Because like you said, that the guy in Dayton, like everybody's, the guy in El Paso, he just wants to kill, Hispanics and politics and Trump and this and that. But the guy, like you said, he really didn't have a history other than that. And it's like, what do you do with a guy who has 2 instances? Do you put him in a mental hospital after 2 instances? Then he's like, well, what about my rights as a person? You know what I mean? And it's crazy. Like, how the hell do you work that? I don't know.
Yeah, mental health professionals can probably figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's just a matter of getting access to mental health care.
We need to get better mental health care in the U.S. I think it'll help.
Yes. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for coming by this week, and I think we're going to be here next week, so no more weeks off and too much stuff to cover.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let me just see if there's anything else that I wanted to talk about, because I know there was a ton, and I don't want to end it on that note. So, you covered freaking everything. There was Activision, who put microtransactions into Crash Bandicoot Team Racing.
Yeah.
We forgot to check that one out.
We did.
The Sonic one.
Yeah, we wanted to do Sonic Team Racing and compare it with Crash Bandicoot Racing. I don't remember. I think we had to go somewhere, or we just straight up forgot about it. And I kind of feel good that I didn't ever buy it and didn't get duped. But this is a serious issue. Like, Activision and other companies are finding a way to completely avoid controversy, to completely avoid review scores by putting this shit in later on. Jim Sterling, some of these other people notice the coin stores and shit. We're always so nervous about these coin stores, and this was an instance where Activision, and they even promised, said that they weren't going to do it. And they did it.
Yep.
I don't believe you anymore. Trust issues.
That deserves, some blowback. At least talking about it.
Yeah.
That's fucking bullshit.
I mean, that's just kind of the way things are going.
Buy this game, and, if you got it, see if you can get a refund.
Yeah. A lot of game companies are doing things like that. I mean, Wolfenstein just did that, where they release it with very little microtransactions, but you can see clearly on their page that they're coming.
Right.
And they're just doing that because they know that the people who review...
Thankfully, nobody bought that piece of shit game.
Yes.
Frankenstein. There's another thing that we can... There's another thing we can talk about. Wolfenstein.
Ooh,
they're gonna have to go to Frankenstein because they're ruining the Wolfenstein franchise. Not only with the stupid microtransactions, not only with the fucking bullet types and useless bullshit, not only with the insane health bars that would make Division blush, not only with
the same level over and over again,
and these 2 girls that are the most obnoxious people in the world when you really just want to play with.
Hell yeah, dude!
Hell yeah, dude! Hell yeah, dude! I'm so happy that Del went through that shit with his buddies, but we were watching and we were like, no, I can't do it. So Bethesda, man.
Bethesda, we talked
thought after Fallout 76, we were like, let's see how Bethesda does. They got Rage 2 and Wolfenstein coming out. Those look good.
Yeah. Well, there was also Bethesda had that big bug in Doom that forced you to log on to the register in their Bethesda system. You couldn't play.
That wasn't even a bug. That was what they wanted to do.
Well, no, they
right?
said they officially said that. Look, it was only for this portion of the game, but they tested it poorly, and then it just when you're playing the game, it's like this big screen. Some of my favorite memes of the week were just like inserting it into different parts of other video games. So
yeah.
it was horrible. Like everything they're doing is just crap now. I don't know. I don't get it.
Things. God damn it,
guys.
I'm scared for Elder Scroll.
I'm scared for all games with all these microtransactions and shit. But you're right. Starfield, Elder Scrolls. Please, please, please don't fuck it up. Yeah. Okay. Damn it. Not that great. Not that much of an improvement on the end of the show. But, that's the state of gaming right now. We're in a little bit of a dry spell, but we're about to hit some games here coming this coming month.
I'm excited for some
and
stuff
next month.
Call
of Duty, Modern Warfare.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's looking good.
Well, you play it first, and then I won't play. I won't play Outer Worlds.
All right, all right, guys. That's it. We shall see you on the next Angry Joe Show.
Oh, bye, guys. Is nobody gonna say anything?
Don't forget to subscribe, like Joe forgot,
and then and check out some merch like he's wearing. It's like 90-something degrees outside, and he's wearing a sweatshirt.
Only what we do at the end of every show.
Shut up.
Yeah,
say
hit the bell so you get notifications when you can see us, and
get
then
the merch. Okay, all right, bye guys.
Bye.